What's up, everybody? This is Joseph R. Wheeler III, artist, founder, and president of the ONYXCON Foundation, where you can experience a multitude of amazing creative content for an enriched life, creative life, y'all. And today we're doing ONYXCON outdoors worldwide. That's right. I'm hitting the trails though because I said, I'm always talking about we doing fishing and hiking which I typically do together. You'll see me hike or you'll see some of the hike, but mostly the fishing part. But it's so cold right now. The last few times I went fishing, I'm just like, I had to wait for some warmer days in the winter, when it hits like 60 something, because today it's like in the 50s, but with the wind, it's more like 40. Yeah, so ain't no use. I said, but still go get your exercise, man, and share the content. Share them that ONYXCON lifestyle, inspire somebody to get out and walk, especially anybody who enjoys hiking or has ever thought, I might like hiking, because I know some people say, I don't want to deal with the bugs and I don't want to deal with it when it's too hot or too, hey, it's wintertime. The sun is out, it's not too bad. Put on your hat, put on your coat, get your boots, get out there, get your exercise, and you will not regret it. That's that ONYXCON fitness speaking right there, which is other part of our content. But trust me, it's worth it because the woods got something for you. Because when it's this cool, there's no mosquitoes. You don't have to worry about poison ivy and poison oak or any of that stuff. And the water is high, by the way. We've had some rain in the past few weeks and it is up. I know when it's up, it's probably, if I had to guess, at least 6 to 8 feet on average, where it typically will be about 4 to 5. It's definitely up, and it's running fast, which means it's gushing with a lot of water. It's a whole serious current. It's beautiful. Chattahoochee River. The Chattahoochee River, which is a word in Muskogee Creek native language that means the river of painted rocks. And if you've ever been lucky enough to see when the river is clear in some areas and the algae and whatnot that grows on the rocks, I feel like that's why it got the name, because it's all these multiple colors of algae and other plant stuff that grows. I would say stuff because I don't know technically what it is, but it grows on the rocks, and it's very beautiful. You got all different colors. You got like reddish tones, brown, green. Is something to behold if you ever seen that. So that's my theory on why they called it that in the language, but that is what it means. I'm about to get my hike on. Let's go. I'm taking y'all with me. All right, y'all, let's get it. If you know the spot, good for you, but no, I'm not giving up the bat cave. This is one of my sacred spots. Like I say, if you know, lucky you. There's a whole lot of parks that connect to the Chattahoochee, so there is an abundance of opportunities to get in the woods and see some amazing, amazing woodlands. The thing I love about it is I've been to about maybe 4 or 5 different metro Atlanta area parks that connect to the Chattahoochee, and each one is different. Each one has its own unique flavor, its own unique look. I mean, some of them look the same depending on, if you stay in a certain region, of course, the plants don't change too much. But ever so many miles, you'll have more of one tree than another tree. So that changes the way things look like in the fall with the foliage, like the color of the leaves and things like that. Or if you go in some areas, the river may be narrow. You go in other areas, it's super wide. You go in some areas, there's shoals, so you have rocks in the river. And you can see all of that, and that's beautiful. And then you got other areas where it's more clear than it is muddy. I don't know if I got that on camera, but it was a small species of woodpecker just flew right in front of me. That was beautiful. And if you want me to get down there near the water, this is about as close as I'm getting because of that rain. Show y'all something. You see how that looks down there? That's muddy. That's bust your behind wet. You learn. I mean, I've been through it. I bust my behind when I was young at river fishing. I used to hike to my spots and get into an area when it was still wet like that and think I could stand on it and not slip so fast. It's not to be played with. You always want to be hiking on something more like this. You know, it's dry. Dry enough to hike. No issues. And one thing I will say is if I were fishing and if the soil were not as moist right now, this is the perfect time because you can walk through. And all of this right here, you see those bamboo? That bamboo is, I found out that that's a natural bamboo. I always thought that all bamboo was from Asia, but this is a bamboo that grows in Georgia. It is actually a native plant. I forget the name of it, but I looked it up. And I was like, oh, no wonder why I see it everywhere when I go near the rivers. It grows in sandy, muddy soil, and it's typically going to be near rivers and stuff. But it's common. It's a real native plant. But anyway, you see it's the only thing still standing. And even those are starting to dry out, you know, with the wintertime. They're getting crunchy. And they'll eventually get to a point where they're almost completely gone. And then they'll start coming back next month because February is a funny month. It can be warm and cold in Georgia. I mean, it can get cold snap and be freezing, or it can get warm and spring-like and the plants start budding and trees start getting flowers and all that stuff. The ones that flower, you know, which is beautiful. But every year, it's kind of sad because like you'll have a favorite tree like I do. I'll pass by a tree and be like, I wonder if that tree is in bloom. And it'll be beautiful for 1 week. Then we'll get a cold snap and every one of the flowers is just dead. Yep. Oh yeah, when the sun comes through, changes the whole picture. February around the corner, I will be doing more fishing because you basically say that's the start of the pre-spring season, so to speak. Like the fish do get more active in February again. You can pretty much fish any time of year, but if you really want to have better days and chance of bigger fish, especially out here at the river, caught my biggest catfish. Biggest of my life, biggest fish of my life. Oh, 24/7, 24 pound, 7 ounce blue cat, right at the Chattahoochee. So, and it was in February. So, yeah, definitely will get back at it in February, and then March is on. I like to use the NBA phrase. It's March Madness. March is when it's on and popping. April for sure, May absolutely, June and July, you know it's always gonna be what it is. I mean, it's funny though, but it slows down a little bit in June and July because it gets so doggone hot that the fish are moody. I mean, it's still summer fishing, so it's gonna be better than other times of the year, but they get moody. You're gonna have them days where you can't believe it. It's like it's summertime, I ain't catch nothing. Depending on where you at, you know, what you're using, all of that. And then August, you can kick back in a little bit more. September and October can actually be great, depending on where you are in Georgia. Okay, where you're fishing. You know, it's all about, I always, my three big ones is creek, the lakes, and the river. Oh, can't forget ponds, so that's four. And the ponds. So between those general waters, you know, you got some options, because you learn the patterns and you realize, okay, this ain't a pond day. They ain't gonna bite over there, but they're gonna bite at the river. Or they might bite at the river, depending on what you're fishing for, you know. There's some water, more chance of certain species than others. When I come out here, I'm after big catfish and gar. I love long-nosed gar. If you don't know, you don't know ONYXCON, because that's one of our totem fish, so to speak. We love the gar. We respect the gar. Prehistoric for a reason. They are survivors and they are just phenomenal fish. Prolific. We don't subscribe to none of that trash fish conversation. We put it like this: only trash people could call a fish trash, because you don't understand what makes a fish majesty. You putting your own prejudices on a fish because you don't like the way it look, or you don't like the way it tastes, or hell, you don't like the fact that you can't even eat the females most of the time, because if you don't skin them right and gut them right, you get the egg juice or the eggs or anything. The eggs are poisonous to humans, so I know why people fear them. But we ain't weak over here. We ain't on that weak-minded stuff. We honor the strong, so we honor the gar. We fish for the thrill and for the meal. Ain't gotta eat everything. Ain't gotta kill everything. Everything's not to be harvested. And some things are gonna get caught in the process of trying to get something you want to catch. So you don't treat it bad just because it ain't what you were targeting. You respect it. It's a moment. Be honored that you could see that fish and have that moment. Standing on one of my favorite places to observe the river. I tell y'all, the water is so amazing. Every time it rises, which by the way, I can tell I'm up about 8 to 10 feet from where I'm standing, right? And this ledge right here, right? But you see the swept over shrubbery? That means the water was up this high but maybe a few weeks ago. It had flooded all of this area I'm standing in. So it reshapes the sand and the mud, and it breaks things off. Like every time I come and it does that, something gets broken away, cracked, making way for a new landscape, a new formation of the sand, of the dirt. Like next time I come out here, once it dries, if it gets a chance to dry, it'll be totally different, or different enough from what it has been. It takes all new forms. The water is always sculpting it. Earth is always shaping itself. It's amazing. Oh, yeah. Haven't been up this far in a minute, y'all. This is an area where the river gets real wide. I always dream of when I get my boat. I like to have that river boat for ONYXCON, y'all. ONYXCON fishing tournament. We're gonna get out there on the river. Get us a super river boat. I don't mean no little John boat. I mean a show enough. I want a 20+ footer. I want them fancy stabilizing anchor units on the back, those poles that everybody uses now and the big time bass boat folk got. I want those, and I want an electric motor. I repeat, an electric motor. If anybody wants to sponsor that vision, that dream, likes our content, get in touch. You never know who's watching. Somebody might see the vision and be like, man, I'm gonna support this man getting out there and doing more amazing content. This guy is doing something unique, different, and positive. We're gonna support that. So if that's speaking to your soul, come through. Because where I'm walking right now, I've done this when the grass was high, trying to get to a special spot with my machete in my hand, swinging and cutting through. It's exciting, it's adventurous, but it's dangerous. And it can sometimes result in an abundance of ticks all over you in places you didn't think they could get. You get home and you're trying to relax, you take a shower and you're finding folks on you, taking them off you before they get to bite you. Yeah, it's not too cool. Not too cool. I know some of y'all say, ugh. Yeah, I know. I say the same thing. Ugh. It's not cool. So do that enough times and you say, you know what? Just can't get everywhere on foot. Gotta have a boat. And this right here, this wide area, can't wait to come to it in a boat. Because there's so many hot spots for fishing. There's stuff you see on the other side when you're standing on the shore, you're like, man, if I could get over there. Oh, I know what's over there. Like you see a cove that's, off to the side, a nice big pocket that all you have to do is you had a boat, you get up in there and just park. And you know the fish hanging out there because they are going to find every deep area, especially with no resistance to the current. They don't have to worry about fighting the current and they can just ambush the prey fish. Whoever they prey on is up in there hiding out and they go get them. The big fish going to go get them. So, yep. Gotta have a boat one day, y'all. We're going to get that boat. It's going to change the whole game. Around the corner, new growth already. February, it'll be coming back strong. This area here is so beautiful though when spring and summer come in because all of this is so lush. It's so green where I'm at right now when it's, summertime. But if you do like to fish and don't have a boat and you try to find spots, this is the time of year I go looking for spots. Like, look at this. Boom. If it wasn't muddy, that's standable and landable. You can land a fish from something look like this. Just hop down, get your equipment set up. I think I fished over here too. This looks familiar. I've been so many spots, I can't even remember all of them. You got some nice cover structure. You got a tree over there in the water. That's perfect. Tree hanging over the water with a limb in the water. Oh my gosh. Somebody's down there. Mr. and Mrs. Flathead might live there. Like I say, you got a boat, you just pull up. You got a little area right here. I'm looking at it where the current isn't strong. I park right there and just slay, knowing there's some monsters. If you've seen our film Biggity, what is it? My creature feature film that I wrote, produced, directed, and starred in. 2-part right here on YouTube. Check it out. But these are the woods that inspired that. Areas like this, true remote areas where, you want to pay attention. Yeah, I ain't gonna be able to get it on camera, but there is a beautiful cove on the other side of the river that I can see from here. But it's so muddy where I'm starting to walk now that I ain't gonna be able to get over there. I'm gonna try and focus and show y'all what I'm talking about. So I'm gonna try and show y'all what I dream of when I say get a boat and go to town out here. I'm standing on some old trees, so I'm checking my footing before I get to talking and comfortable. Okay, let me show y'all what I'm talking about, all right? Okay, so this is that wide area of the river. Look at this over there. Look at that back there. Oh my gosh. To an angler, you understand. That's an angler's wet dream right there. I mean, feel me. You understand? That is a dream come true back there. You go upriver and you turn in right there. And if it's not shallow, park and play. Because there are some monsters up in there. That's like looking at the driveway to a dragon's den. That's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. Yeah, y'all, that's what dreams are made of over there. We're gonna keep it walking. Hike it out. Hope y'all are enjoying this. I'll take y'all along with me. Make sure you hit that like. Make sure you hit that subscribe button and hit the bell so you can stay tuned for when we go on our multiple adventures of all types of content. This is ONYXCON, y'all. The many parts of ONYXCON. That lifestyle. Bring it together, enjoy it. Squirrels creeping, birds flying, deer watching me before I see them. Yeah, that's how it is. This is how big it can get. It gets like 10 foot tall. Pretty tall. Yeah, it's beautiful too. It's got these like chocolate, almost black stalks. Like all bamboo, even at that size, it's pretty strong. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. 1.5 miles, by the way. Ain't nothing for me. I'm used to doing. I mean, I can maximize. I ain't gonna say that. I was about to say I can max 5. I know I can go at least about 10 miles before I really get tired, but I usually average about a 2-mile hike. But today we're gonna see about trying to get that 5. Yeah, going and coming, you know. At least. 5 miles a day is like an excellent, perfect workout, but I found it's super hard to do because you need at least a couple of, 2 to 3 hours to do it and do it right. Big sycamore tree in the water, growing in the water. That's another one right there. fish love the sycamore trees. I've always caught big fish near sycamores, and there's a whole bunch of them on the river, but you find a big one like that, anywhere near there is going to be good fish. Make me have to sing my lyric every time I see a sycamore tree. Terrence Trent D'Arby, y'all. Underneath the sycamore tree. What y'all know about that? Said I wanna be. Yeah. Wish me love, a wishing well, kiss and tell. A wishing well, a butterfly tears sing. Yeah. Kissing like a bandit, still in time. Underneath the sycamore terrain. Oh, that's my jam. Valentine's Day coming up, fellas. I'm gonna give y'all this one tip. If she likes the outdoors, or if she's willing to take a hike with you, you wanna make her understand how romantic and deep you get, take her on a real hike. That's all I got to say. That's all I got to say. It speaks to your soul, y'all. Speaks to your soul. It's muddy over here. Somebody was nice enough to put a stick, but we're just gonna do it like this. Thank y'all for joining me for another episode of ONYXCON Outdoors Worldwide.